water crisis in Flint, Michigan has taken on a national focus as municipalities across the country take a look at the safety of their water and the delivery systems. In older cities, lead water pipes were commonly used. The material was easily available, cheaper than copper, and malleable. Over the last few decades, Somerville has been removing lead pipes through financing programs from the Massachusetts Water Resources Authority, or MWRA. Reporter Laura Onyenaho looks into the health of Somerville's water system.
Looking at all the reports out of Flint and looking how the water is treated differently here and how we respond to issues, your water is the safest it can be. There's no question about that.
The lead crisis in Flint, Michigan has ignited a nationwide look at water quality. The health of any city's drinking water supply can be traced to two factors: the water source and the water distribution system. Somerville's water comes from the Quabbin and Wachusett Reservoir through the Massachusetts Water Resource Authority.
Well, what the MWRA does is their water comes to us lead-free, and any water that we deliver to your home is lead-free through our service mains.
During the 20th century, lead pipes were commonly used for water distribution to cities and towns.
Back then, they didn't have the chemistry treating and testing capabilities that we have now. Once it was found to be a detrimental effect on health, they started removing it and using it less, switched to brass and eventually to copper.
Massachusetts has 28,000 aging water service lines containing lead. According to the City of Somerville's Water and Sewer Department, Somerville has an estimated 2,200 lead service lines to take out of inventory. Somerville took advantage of the MWRA's financing program over the last decade to replace the city's corroding lead water mains. The authority began a corrosion control program in 1996.
MWRA helps by adding a corrosive protecting material. So they add an additive that helps keep the corrosion down, and they test that chemistry constantly to make sure that it's staying at a proper and safe level.
While the MWRA has ways to test lead levels in the water, their focus is to also educate others on how to test for lead right in your own homes.
Until 1940, lead service lines were in use. They weren't banned until 1940. And lead solder for copper pipes wasn't banned until 1989. So the plumbing in your house is something that you should be aware of.
Zach Lovett is an alternate laboratory director at the Northeast Environmental Laboratories in Danvers. He says the interest by homeowners has increased dramatically since the news from Flint. SNN teamed up with the MWRA-accredited lab to conduct and analyze 3 random samples from Somerville's taps. All 3 results came back with undetectable levels of lead, which is good news for homeowners.
What the kit consists of is 2 1-liter bottles that that are clean, free of lead, and the first bottle is used to collect water that has been stagnant in your house's plumbing. The first bottle, which is labeled first draw, you collect the first slug of water coming out of your faucet in the morning. You write the date and time collected, and then you run the water for roughly 2 minutes until it feels cold and fresh, and then you'll collect your second sample, which is more representative of what is coming from the town's water supply.
Checking on water service lines from the property line to the household is the homeowner's responsibility. Most homeowners don't even know that they have lead pipes until there's a problem. That is why the MWRA announced their $100 million no-interest loan program to remove the remaining old pipelines in the 47 communities it serves. Guidelines to the program are still being finalized. From Somerville Neighborhood News, I'm Laura Onyenaho.
And a new effort just announced by the state will provide $2 million to test for lead in drinking water at over 1,700 public schools across Massachusetts.